Hey everybody, happy Thursday. We are here today. We have been having an amazing day here in Santa Barbara, California. It's been a sunny day, Thursday. I love it because it's so close to Friday. And I am looking forward to the weekend, but we're here in Quarantine Cuisine. And listen, I have got a delicious dish I'm cooking up tonight, and we have a fierce guest on tonight. We have got Kelis is going to be in the house. Oh yeah, and this dish is going to be inspired by her because she has got some ridiculously delicious products out. Let me tell you something, but first, let me tell you all about Kelis. Not that she needs an introduction. Hey everybody, but Kelis is a multi-platinum, Grammy-nominated artist, fashion icon, entrepreneur, mother, and she is a ridiculously amazing rockin' chef. Most recently seen hosting Netflix Cooked with Cannabis. It is one of the top 10 shows on Netflix right now, and we are watching it for sure. After a decade as a popular R&B artist, Kelis enrolled in Le Cordon Bleu culinary school and began her career as a professional chef. Since then, she has published a cookbook, I think is a best-selling cookbook, My Life on a Plate, founded her own signature sauce line right here, Bounty and Full, and hosted her own specials on Food Network. She has also been featured on BBC, Vice, CNN as a cooking expert. Kelis has a huge passion for food, and she keeps showing us that through her pop-ups, her food trucks, and she's on her farm. And I want to ask her all about the farm because I'm telling you, I have to say, I'm a little envious that her and her husband, Mike, and their kids are on a farm during quarantine. I mean, what's better than that? I want to be on a farm. Honey, let's make a farm here. Let's make a farm. We're kind of trying to make a farm over here, right? With all of our herbs growing. We got the little tomatoes and lettuces and herbs. But she is amazing. I can't wait to talk to her. She is so talented. She does so many things. I mean, it makes me look like I'm a low achiever. So I got her dish going on.
Everybody's saying hello.
Hey, everybody.
Valerie and Shelby and C. Stevenson and Kay Teach were jumped on right away.
I love it.
Brian.
Thank you guys. You're always supporting. Thank you so much. Always
Johnny
appreciate that.
says hello, chef.
Hey Johnny, how you doing out there tonight?
Brianna says, hope you're having a great Thursday and hugs to you. And
big
just
hugs
everybody
to you too,
is.
everybody.
Thank you for continuing to cook from Misty.
Y'all are awesome. It's too much.
Clark Kent, happy Thursday.
Keep it coming.
Brooklyn sounds
keep the love coming.
amazing.
Filling me up right now. So let me tell you, I am going to tell you all about the dish today. So
Shab says hello,
hey,
and she
Shab.
said, when are you going to make some Persian food?
Oh, okay, that's next. That'll be next on the menu. Next week, I'll promise you something. I'm going to try my hand at tahdig. How's that? I'm going to try my hand at it. I promise. That's coming next week. All right, so listen, I'm going to tell you all about the dish. Like I said, this dish tonight was inspired by Kelis and her products. She sent over some amazing things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use her habanero sauce, and I love her products, by the way. We were already loving those products, but I'm doing a cranberry mandarin glaze with her jam that she's got, and also I'm doing a ginger sesame. I'm doing a little sauce here on that with a butternut squash, tomatilla. I've got a little oregano in here, tomatillas. I've got some garlic and ginger. Gorgeous butternut squash. I'm also going to put in, I love spice. I know Kelis likes spice too. I love spice. So I'm actually going to add in some jalapeno, and I'm going to hit it a little bit with this ginger sesame.
Kelis sent in a request.
Oh.
I don't see any requests in here. That's so weird. Hold on. Let me look.
All right. I'm going to get this going while you're doing that, honey.
Send.
All right. Look at that. Oh, yeah. So I want to just get this butternut squash. I think it's about ready to put on the sauce. So what I'm adding on there I'm going to add on her ginger sesame glaze. This Bounty and Full ginger sesame glaze,
here we go.
Which is so yummy.
Yes. Hold on.
All right.
Wait. It says sending a request.
While you're doing that, I'm going to do another step. I'm taking my paintbrush, you guys. This is what I glaze with. I use my paintbrush because I'm a painter. So I have lots of paintbrushes. So I'm going to just glaze on this cranberry mandarin onto the chicken. I've already seared it. So I seared it really nicely, about 5-6 minutes on each side, a little salt and pepper. But now I'm just going to put the glaze on. You don't need a lot more than that because this glaze is so delicious and so rich and yummy that you really just need to glaze it. Once it's once it's coated on there, it'll kind of start melting on the chicken and be so beautiful. Look at that color. It's just so nice too. It's a nice presentation that you can add to it. So I like to just let that sit on there while it's still warm. It just kind of melts on. Get a little bit of that glaze. My mouth is watering. I can barely talk because my mouth is watering.
It's so crazy. I accepted the request, but it's not going through. Well, here, hold on. I'm going to try it again.
All right. In the meantime, I'm going to actually hit this butternut squash because you know I love spice.
Show me the bottle on that.
I'm going to hit the butternut squash with some habanero hot sauce. And you know me, I love hot sauce. You send me any hot sauce, I'm going to try any hot sauce. And this is just, I'm going to give it a little toss here with the habanero hot sauce on it. And then in a minute, once I feel like it's ready to go, I'm going to glaze it with this ginger sesame glaze. This is Kelis's ginger sesame glaze. I'm going to throw that on there and toss it. And it basically will be ready. But I want to just flip this chicken over again while we're doing this. Oh, one thing I wanted to add in too is I thought I'd add in, just because it's got a little heat in here, it's got the tanginess and the tartness of the tomatillas. It's got the earthiness of the garlic and the ginger and the butternut squash. And then it's got that spice. I thought I'd cool it off a little bit with some corn. Some fresh corn right off the cob. That just cools the whole thing off a little bit. Give it another toss. And there we go. We are there. Nice. Now, I think it's ready. I'm going to add in the ginger sesame glaze to it. I'm just going to pour this on. There you go. And I'm going to toss it again. Get it really nice and yummy and juicy and,
so weird. When you go
and sticky and yummy.
Watch.
That's what I want to do here.
Add.
Well, you can see me. I can see the dish.
Hi,
there she is. Hey.
Hi. I was like,
we are cooking away.
Amazing.
Hi, baby.
Hi.
How
How are you? Oh my goodness.
Well, we're great now that we're cooking with all your sauces.
So cool. I was like, I love this. This is awesome.
So ridiculous. I mean, they are just delicious. I'm glazing this chicken with the cranberry mandarin jam, and then I added in I'm doing a roasted butternut squash with tomatillas and garlic and ginger, and
so good.
I added a little habanero in there, and I added your ginger sesame glaze, and I just tossed it, and that is unbelievable. I mean, it is really, really delicious. So
cool. I love that. That's exciting. That's awesome.
So first, how are you and your family doing in quarantine?
I mean, we're good. Like, it's funny, like all my friends have been sending me these memes, like when you realize that your life is not that different from quarantine. I was like, oh yeah, I guess it is. I mean, we're chilling. Like, it's been really good because we moved to a farm.
Yes.
So like, which is great because we have outdoor space and like the kids get to, just run around like crazy people. And we've got space to also not be up underneath each other all the time.
Yes.
So
that's amazing. I was telling Nicole, I was like, that is the best life right there. If you're going to be in quarantine, you need to be on a farm. I mean, you guys have it going on.
For real. We really do. And it made it so that like, we really started focusing on the garden and like getting stuff growing and, because we have time. And so it's been perfect. So we've been eating from the garden every day. So that's really dope. And it's kind of made it so that like stuff that I kept saying I didn't have time to really do. Now I'm like,
yes,
got nothing but time. I've been baking bread.
That's amazing.
We've got our olives. We've got olive oil. So like all that stuff. So it's a terrible situation, but we've definitely been able to make the best of it here. So that's
you're finding the silver lining. Well, let me ask you, we want to ask you how Kelis, the chef, icon, artist, how is homeschooling going?
Well, I homeschool anyway, to be honest. So we homeschool anyway. We started homeschooling about 2 years ago.
There you go.
So, like I said, when my friends were like, "This is your life," I was like, "I was built for this." Okay.
That's
my
amazing.
husband's always like, "Yo, why do we have so much toilet paper?" I'm like, "Look, ain't you happy?" I'm like, "Hey,
I love it.
Why do you buy everything in bulk like it's a war?" I was like, "I don't know."
That's so incredible.
I mean,
Yeah. I want to ask you about your upbringing. Your mom was a chef. Tell us a little bit about your upbringing, and did that obviously fuel you in your passion for food?
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Like, well, to be honest, I think the first thing for me was growing up in New York before everything. Just being in, you know, New York is such an epicenter for so many things, and it's so small, but so compact. So, like, I think just from the beginning, before I even realized she was a chef, just being little, like, if we went out to eat, it was always like, it was so random, you know. It's like we could go down to like the Lower East Side, and like we would end up at like this spot called Teresa's, and I used to get pierogies and freaking blintzes and latkes, and so I was tiny. Or we'd be up, you know, like in Queens, like getting dope ass Indian food. It was always like, New York is just such, it really is a melting pot. So for me, the idea of like options and just the fact that like all these cultures went together really naturally, that was the first thing for me. And then as I got a little bit older and I realized, oh, my mom, this is what she does, that's when it turned in from, I think, just being like a way of life to really being an art. And watching her, and with what ease she was in the kitchen, she's this tiny little woman. She's tiny. She ain't nothing but like 4'11", okay? But like
small but mighty.
That's like you,
yeah.
baby.
Small and mighty. Exactly. Small but mighty.
Oh my God. Well,
you have around the kitchen.
Yes.
And I fell in love.
You have this incredible show on. We've been watching it. We're addicted to it. It's called Cooked with Cannabis. It's on Netflix. It's the top 10 show on Netflix right now. It, you know, appropriately launched on 420, which is, I think is great. I actually wore this shirt in Europe for you.
Oh, I love spaghetti. That's so cute. I need that.
Wheat and spaghetti. And so what's it like with, you know, you're going from this, you know, iconic R&B artist, which you still are, and award-winning and, you know, just amazing. I mean, I know my wife's worked with you, and she can't say enough about how talented you are, to this other incredible career of being a chef and now a TV host. And what has the show been like, and hosting and you know?
Well, you know, it was, first of all, I had such a good time, and, you know, I'm always trepidatious about stuff like that, because like I'm, you know, as an artist, I'm always in my zone, and it's not the easiest thing for me to get in anybody else's zone, and I haven't tried that hard either. So like I wasn't sure how it was gonna go. But it was such an amazing experience. I think for a lot of reasons, you know, one of the things that really made me want to do it was just the fact that like I felt, first of all, socially, I felt like there was so much stigma put on the show. Or just not the show, but on the lifestyle, on weed, and on, you know, people that smoked, and all the different things. And so I wanted to be a part of debunking all of that, first of all, and kind of like presenting it in a different way. Yeah. And then also just the idea of, obviously, anything food related, I'm always excited and I'm always enthralled. And so they did such a great job, I think, of finding genuinely brilliant and creative chefs in one right, but then also that are really versed in, I learned so much being able to use cannabis as an ingredient, as another herb. It was so fun. I had such a great time. It was really an amazing experience. I learned.
They're so talented.
So much.
It's so talented. I couldn't believe some of the dishes that they're coming out with, you know, and you know,
and all the different ways to like freaking infuse. I was making brownies. Like, this is amazing.
I've
freaking marinara. Okay, like
brownies too. It's so crazy because I love that you want to debunk, you know, this stigma around cannabis, because both my parents passed away from cancer. My brother has cancer, and back, you know, my parents were old school, and if it wasn't legal, they just didn't feel comfortable doing it, and it was really sad because it wasn't available to them. And I feel like it would have been such a easier transition in so many ways had it been. So I'm a huge advocate for cannabis. I've used cannabis myself, CBD myself, for anxiety and other things. And I think it's just so, I love that you're out there talking about it in a positive way, because we really need to get rid of the stigma about it.
Well, because, you know, first of all, that was the other angle for me, was that my mom has fibromyalgia. And, you know, for me, watching her, like the same thing that you said, she's old school too. And she was just like, you ain't gonna have me on the reefer? I was like, girl.
That's what my parents said. What?
Like, she's trying to get me high. I was like, Mom, I swear nobody wants that, okay? Like, we are not trying to get you lit. But, like, being able to being able, sorry, my kids are in here talking. You guys.
That's fine. We have 6 kids. No
okay.
problem.
I'm like, they have no regard. Okay.
I remember when Knight was just born. He just remember when he made his debut in acapella?
I know. Well, you should see the dude now. He's massive.
Oh my gosh.
I had to say,
I still think he can get on my back. I'm like, please get off of me.
I love it.
I had to say, I didn't know where the R&B came from. It's more like pop superstar.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You said R&B. I don't know where that came from.
R&B superstar.
Pop, it's pop,
Okay.
pop superstar.
Excuse me.
It's all music.
Pop
I love it all.
superstar.
Yes.
Let's just say superstar. How's
I
that?
love it all. I love it all. No, I mean, I wanted to introduce this ingredient as an ingredient. I wanted to put some respect on it. There are people that are in our country that are still incarcerated behind it, yet, you come to a state like California and dudes are making millions of dollars a month on it. And there's just this gross imbalance.
I agree.
So I thought that was really important. And it is something that for, our parents' generation, like it's something that they never saw this, they didn't see this coming this way. So I wanted to be able to present it in a way that people could really, it was palpable and that it was, that it had some respect. So it was an amazing experience, man. It was
That's
really
incredible.
cool.
Well, what, you have a food line, you have restaurant pop-ups, you got a TV show, you obviously, you have your music career, you have, what can we look forward to next?
Man, I mean, with all this stuff that's happening, I really don't know, to be totally honest with you. I was on tour when this all kind of popped off. And so I had to cut my tour short. I had to come home.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just, it's been a disaster. But trying to figure out what the next steps are. Like I said, the interesting thing about it is I have no problem being home, first of all. So it's really allowed me to be and learn my land, which I think is really interesting.
It's amazing.
I had no idea about anything. I was like, I want a farm. That was it. I had no idea
I love it.
what the hell that meant or what I was going to be doing. But being here and having this time now and looking at what the next year is going to look like and what we're going to do, we've been putting fencing up because we've got a rabbit situation out here. So
I love that. I love here in Kelis, we have a rabbit situation out here.
We have a major rabbit situation. Oh yeah, my son was like, "Mom, did you hear yourself? You just declared war on the rabbits." I was like, "Yeah, they are a problem." To the point where my little one was like, "But it's Peter Rabbit." I'm like, "It is not Peter Rabbit, okay?"
I had to do the same thing with gophers not too long ago. So
we have a gopher. Girl, it's between the gophers, the coyotes, the rabbits. It's we're outnumbered here.
Yes.
So when I think about what the next year is going to look like, we've been I planted this little cute garden, right? Which is good for us. But we have all this dirt and all this space. And I was just again, I didn't think I would have time to do this. This seemed like it was so far in the future. But now as we are getting this rabbit and gopher problem under wraps, we're starting to grow more stuff so that hopefully, we're gonna get this restaurant going sooner than I thought. Really, that's the idea. And I don't know that it's gonna be you have all these plans and then life happens and so I had a whole other idea of what this restaurant was gonna be.
That's great though, because eventually those plans lead to something.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of farm raised chickens. So we're smoking chickens. So we're smoking chickens, and I've been baking bread and
oh my gosh.
So it's
we want to come move on that. We want to come move into the commune.
I'm again, literally all my friends are like, you live on a compound, all you ever wanted. Oh, listen, we can take turns. I'm like,
I love it.
Done. I'm like,
I'll clean.
I'm so down. I'm like, let's go.
I remember you are the only artist that has ever cooked for me during pre-pro meetings, brainstorming, creative meetings. You'd just be in your kitchen. All the meetings were at your house.
There's no better way. I mean, come on, right? You're being creative. It's you have to feed your brain, your soul, your spirit. I don't know any better way to do food, honestly.
It was genius. It was the most fun.
That's so lucky.
Well, and then you marry yourself, so it's I get it.
I had to retire after you.
So
are the boys cooking? Are they into cooking
they
at all? Or?
They love to cook with me. And the crazy thing too is about, I think having the garden has changed how they eat. I mean, like,
Yeah.
you know, as a parent, you know, you're constantly trying to like sneak things and do things to make it so that they're enjoying these things that are good for them. But I think because they've been able to like be part of the garden now, like my oldest will walk into the garden, he's like, so you can just like pick stuff and eat it? And I'm like, yeah. So he's just like walking in, he's like, can I just eat this? I'm like, knock yourself out. Like, yeah. So they're eating stuff and they're looking at it from a different perspective now, I think. So they love it. I mean, and that's been great. They're helping with the gardening and the farming and chasing chickens and pushing.
They will have so many incredible memories from that. It's unbelievable what food memories can do. That's what I was saying. One of the silver linings of this is that even though, yeah, one of the reasons we started Quarantine Cuisine was to help people, not like yourself, but just as a hotline for people out there that are cooking 30 meals a day now that have never cooked in their life or even had to cook. Maybe they're making pancakes on the weekend. That's about it.
Right.
And, you know, I think that they're going to be creating these food memories with their family that are going to last in a lifetime.
It's pretty interesting. I think you're right. You know, it's amazing how, yeah, on one side it's tragic and it's really sad and it's hard and we're all having to adjust to this new normal. But on the flip side, it's amazing because you're forced to do things you didn't do. Even, I mean, come on, like even you as a chef, like how many days a week do you feel like you, like before this, that you were really cooking at home?
Well, I cooked when I was here, but I didn't cook because we were on planes all the time, like you.
Right,
you get that. You can't be cooking at home. So,
but she actually cooks a lot for being a everyday chef and every day in her restaurants or talking about food. It's like her bathtub, the kitchen.
Well,
it's her zen place.
You know how it's like. It's easy. It's a zen place because it's, you know, for you, it's probably, you know, cathartic and you could pull things and it's your creative juices going. It's very zen for you probably as well. So
it is
definitely.
Now, it's funny though, because like, I mean, obviously, yeah, I cook a lot too, but I think now there's something about, I guess because we're here, like we would go out to eat at least once a week. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, for sure.
So now that we're not just like that kind of thing, like making it so that it's not mundane and the monotony of kind of like, okay, well, what are we gonna do? You know, like sometimes it's just like, I got nothing else. Like, or I'm like,
I know we feel that way too.
Of course I do. Like, oh, hold on, let me read. I'm like, I can do this. Like, we can make 4 meals a day, and like, you know, so it's kind of just reprogramming how you think, and like. It's true, like not taking all, you know, trying to really like limit our trips to the grocery store and kind of all those things that we took for granted before and sort of making it part of our, like I said, our new normal, you know, like it's definitely, it's been a process, but it's working and it's fun and it's made it like, I hadn't really made bread since my oldest son was born. And it's because like in high school, it was stressed me out.
Yeah.
But this got me back.
It's a commitment.
Yeah,
it's a commitment.
It is, you know, and you know, listen, you know, pastry chefs and chefs are very different people. Patience is not my strongest suit. I was like, I can do it, but I'm like, it takes so much time. I have starters waiting for 3 days. I'm like, anybody can time for all that. But now I'm like, what else am I going to be doing?
I'm the same way. Yeah, I get it. I'm the same way. Nicole loves to bake. I have a limited amount of patience to do it.
Right.
So I do it, but. Yeah, exactly. So I completely understand. It's
changed how I do it now to the point where, again, just because everything, I'm like, you know, instead of making like a loaf of bread, I'll make like 8 loaves of bread, and then like we drop them off to the neighbors. So, like,
I was gonna say, because you cook, like you're feeding everybody.
Like, oh, good, you made bread. I'm like, you know, I made bread this week, guys. We got a rosemary, you know, focaccia. I got a like, or some kind of sauce. Listen, it's crazy.
I love it.
I always make friends though. Just drop off food. We don't have to talk. Just text me. Hit me later.
We do the thing with the neighbors. It's like we just drop something at your front door.
Food, totally. I drop stuff. I'm like,
enjoy.
Yeah, I'm like, I made extra jam. There's a little extra marmalade for you.
I love that.
Like, I tried out this whole grain bread. I don't know, you know.
I don't know. You try it. Tell me what you think.
Exactly.
But, you know, I want to ask you, Kelis, what do you think this is teaching us?
Oh gosh, so much. I think it's definitely teaching us sustainability on a level that not the way people use it in this like new sexy term of like, you know, like, but like real talk, like really not wasting. You know, like we've been so, and I'm really big on that anyway. You know what I mean? But like,
yeah,
everything. I use everything from beginning to end. If I have, you know, if this is too soft, we're gonna make it a salsa. If this is too, this ain't ripe yet, we're gonna like. There's literally a million different ways to like, you know, just because you never know. We don't know how long this is gonna last. I've never seen anything like this. Like this is crazy. You know, my manager actually, and we were talking about like even in 2008, it hit so different. Do you know what I mean? Like this.
yeah.
Thanks. It's rolling on her end. She's on a farm. But you're still on.
Hey everybody, we're still here. We'll get her back in a second. It was exactly what she was saying, wasting. And I'm the same way. We are the same way. We really can't stand wasting food. That's why you always see me trying to teach you guys about repurposing for Kelis to come back, because I want to hear that final thought, because it's powerful. But I did the glaze. This glaze is, I want to put a little more on there while we're waiting, because it is just so good. And you can just take it and just brush it on, and it's going to be a little chunky, which I like. I like those little chunky pieces of cranberry and mandarin in there. And then you have I just did a 7-grain rice. You can do anything. You do quinoa, you do brown rice, whatever you want to do on there. You can do a salad, a side salad, and then I just made this great butternut squash mixture with the corn and tomatillas and ginger and garlic, and I added I had a hit of the habanero, and then I tossed the whole thing with the ginger sesame glaze, and my mouth is watering. I don't know. I'm just got these, like, every time I taste these kind of flavors that are so, we call it piquant, like it's a very tangy, vinegary, yummy, you know, gingery kind of flavors. It's so amazing. And I just squeeze a little lime over it, but this is inspired by Kelis, because she's just so incredible. And
somebody said, what kind of wine would you recommend to serve with this dish?
I would probably, with this, I would serve as chicken, but it's got a nice big jammy glaze on it. So I would say you could do a Pinot Noir for sure. This will go, Pinot Noir is a crossover wine. You could also do a barrel fermented Chardonnay or even a rosé. So I would say those 3 things absolutely would go perfect with this. And, you know, but for me,
she's coming back.
Oh, here we go. I want to hear this final thought for sure. It was right in the middle of it. I was like holding on.
Hi, sorry. I'm on a farm.
That was such a big thought. And
my phone just abandons me.
But I love that thought about wasting. That is so big in our household.
So I think it's stuff that, like, you know, we were able to planning. So it's kind of like changed hopefully how people as a whole are thinking about produce and meat, and, you know, we're huge meat.
Yeah.
So, like, but just the fact that this is all happening, I think we're so conscious of eating less and eating it more mindfully, and just how we incorporate it, you know, throughout our week, kind of like stuff like that, you know.
Yeah. And I think it's
a little hard to hear. A little hard to hear, but.
And I think it's just about where food comes from, is that we have such an appreciation about how a dish.
That's why you started your school. Yeah.
How a dish lands on your table, you know? So, absolutely.
Yeah, she started a school called Little Kitchen Academy for 3-year-olds to teens, where it's just teaching kids, you know, where food comes from and how to cook with it.
And how to learn life skills. And so it's been really amazing. But we had you. Yeah, are we back?
Yeah.
Okay. You're incredible. I love that you say your motto is everything is better when it's smothered, dipped, or poured. I love that. That's like words to live by. Everything is better that way.
I'm always like, is there sauce with that? Can we get the sauce?
You are so amazing. You are so fierce. I'm such a huge fan of yours. And
before you go,
stay on.
Wait, before you go, 1 second. Our son, he's 16. He's one of your biggest fans. He has a studio in his room. He just wanted to say hi real quick. See.
Hey, what's up? What are you making? What are you doing?
He's in his deep thought mode and making amazing music, but you're one of his biggest artists that inspire him.
Oh, that's incredible, man. It's insane, right? Like this whole next generation, like how does it even happen? I have no idea, but it's incredible. Yeah.
Yep.
It's amazing.
You are a Shiro.
You are a Shiro. You are fierce. We love you. Thank you so much for being on. I'm giving you a big food hug. I hope that when we resume life, that we can collaborate somehow.
I would absolutely love to. I'm all in. You just let me know.
Awesome. All right. We'll be talking, definitely. You're awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Kelis. Oh, gosh, she is a Shiro. I mean, Kelis is fierce. She is doing so many cool things and so many important
And
things
these sauces are really unbelievable. We love them. These are like our third bottles.
Yeah, these sauces are really...
Usually they sell out, though, so quickly.
Well, her cookbook, you can't find it.
I know.
Kelis, you got to help us out here. I can't even find your cookbook. I think you found maybe one or two that you ordered, right? Or yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. Watch the Netflix show because it cooks with cannabis. It is so good. It is so entertaining. She is incredible on it. And you will learn a lot. You're going to be blown away by some of the talent on there and what they could pull out with cannabis. It's, it's art. So, I mean, you guys, you've been amazing. It was so great to have Kelis on and so inspiring for me as well. And such a big fan of her food and her dishes and the way she cooks. So what I did, this dish is inspired by her. So I did this, I'll recap this butternut squash that is sauteed with tomatillas and garlic and ginger. I put some fresh corn in there. I put a hit of the habanero sauce, the TRUTH Habanero Hot Sauce, which I love hot sauce. And then I actually glazed the whole thing with her Ginger Sesame sauce as well. It's called so Bounty and Full. Pick it up, please. Go online, get it. And this jam, this cranberry mandarin jam on the glaze on the chicken is incredible. I can't wait to eat it. I mean, my mouth is watering. Like, I used to, when I would go on the Wendy Williams show, she would sit there and do this thing. I was like, I don't understand that. But now I get it. I'm like, my mouth is watering. I can't stop.
I do that from you every day, honey. It's breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks.
Get it together, Cora. Get it together. All right. So what I like to do is I got a 7-grain rice that I just put in with it because it goes so well with it. It's one of my favorites. And, you guys can put anything with it. White rice or quinoa or whatever, couscous. You can put some salad, whatever with it. But a little shot of lemon, but there you go. There's my beautiful little...
Oh, Mom and Dad are on again.
Hi,
Bev and
Mom
Steve.
And Dad. Hi, we love you. Mwah, mwah. You guys are amazing. Anybody else have anything for me tonight?
Everybody just says they're sending lots of love to everybody. Lots of love to Kelis. The nicest things about Kelis and you. And
she's a superstar.
It's awesome. Everybody's coming from all over the place. Mary just said delicious.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is
Shelby said it's delicious.
This is going to be a great dinner. It's going to be a great dinner tonight. I mean, it's really...
Rob Moore said, please save this live video.
Absolutely. And go back definitely on our stories. And you guys remember to go to catcora.com for any recipes. I've got videos, recipes. We've got my newsletter. Subscribe to the newsletter as well. Also, I want to tell you, you can also pick up our t-shirts and mugs. Hashtag Fork the Virus. That's basically our battle cry against this virus. And we're selling these t-shirts. 100% of the proceeds goes to Share Our Strength, No Kids Hungry, and we are donating that to them. So please go on and buy it. It's going for a great cause. 100% goes to it. Also, you got Mother's Day coming up. I'm on cameo.com, so hit me up on Cameo. And I'm happy to send a Mother's Day message out to anybody that you love.
Maya says, love from East Los Angeles.
Oh, yes. East LA. East LA. Yes.
The Bubble Cat said, love.
Oh, you guys
Jules said, looks great. Cannon Chef, nice plate.
There you go. Look at that. That's some deliciousness right there. I just keep putting this glaze on there because it's just so good.
I know you love that.
Scoop that on
you
over
love
here.
that
I'm
glaze.
Scoop that on a little brush. I feel like I'm... I love to paint, and this is one of my paintbrushes that I just pulled out because I couldn't find my
unused paintbrush.
It's unused. Yeah, it's one of my newer paintbrushes. I have a bunch of them, but I just like to paint on here. I feel like I'm painting a piece of art. This is for Kelis for sure, and her family, and her kids. And hey, this is your mom's sauces, and this is for you. So I hope that one day, Kelis and I will collaborate on something with food. We have to, but you guys are incredible. We're going into Friday tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Pacific time. I can't wait. and it's Mother's Day this weekend. We're going to be celebrating each other, honey. And hopefully we might get some breakfast in bed from the kids. We'll see. I'm hoping for that. I'm always hoping for that. So you guys are incredible. I'm giving you a big food hug until tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific time. Mwah.